Alright guys, what's going on? This is a video about this supply I've got off eBay. Now this is the Soundcraft power supply for mixing desks. It's a DCP125. Now this is supposed to be faulty, no idea what's up with it. It's not in the best of nick, I suppose it could be worse. I've just took it out of the package and it came in. For some reason they decided to gaffer tape it to the packaging. So they literally put a piece of cardboard under it and gaffered all around it, that way and that way, using crappy gaffer, which is why there's now crap stuck all over it. Why the hell you would gaffer tape on the thing and not just on the packaging, I have no idea. But anyway, at least the cable's not covered in sticky residue. We've got the 5-pin Soundcraft connector there. I don't think it's the same as my other supply, which is a DCP100. I'll get that and compare in a moment. Because I recently bought a Spirit 8 mixing console without a power supply, and well, this I think is supposed to be for the Spirit 8 16 channel. So there's a bit of a look down the side. It looks quite bare and empty. I don't know whether that's something missing there or what. I'm not sure what's supposed to be in these or anything. I've not been in this one yet. It's quite dusty and sort of cobwebs on the back here. Not much of anything there. But on the other side, see a transformer here. More gaffer bloody residue. Let's look underneath. It has all of its feet, rubber feet and metal feet. Sounds like something is kind of rattling in it. So I'm not quite sure about that. So I'm going to have to crack this open. But first of all, I'm going to see if it fits my other desk and compare it against my DCP100 off my Spirit Live 4. Okay, so here it is with my DCP100, which is a 15 plus and minus supply with 48 for Phantom. Obviously mine is looking in a lot better condition right now. They've got the same type of connector, but I think they're slightly different because mine wouldn't fit the Spirit 8. Yeah, if you look around here, the black in the middle is slightly differently positioned. So that's why mine wouldn't go in. Hopefully this will fit, because I did buy this for the Spirit 8, which may be my new main mixer. In physical size as well, if we line it up, you can see there's quite a bit of a difference here. Turn it one way or the other. It's quite heavy with them both stacked on top of each other. Length, the 125 is slightly longer of the heatsink. The heatsink on the DCP100 is about the same width. Let's look around the back and we can see on the 100 the power inlet and outlet is on the back, whereas with the 125 they're both on the front and there's nothing on the back. And as the ratings on the DCP100, 15 volts DC 1 amp, 48 volts DC 100 milliamp. Whereas we see in this one was 17 volts at 1.3 amps and 48 volts at 150 milliamps. I'm going to see if the 125 fits into the Spirit 8 really quickly. Okay, here are the two supplies. Here's my Spirit 8, which I haven't done anything with yet. I just got this off eBay. I have no idea on the condition or if it works or out, because I've been waiting for the power supply before I start that. I'll be doing a restoration video on this, the same as I did with the Spirit Live 4, which is there. Now let's hope this fits in to the connector there. Looks promising. Perfect. Yep, and it locks. It's also actually got a proper rubber strain relief on that one, which my 100 hasn't got. So I ended up putting some electrical tape around it to hold the cable in better. So that's good so far. However, I will not be plugging this in with this supply until I've looked inside the power supply. So I'm going to crack that open now. Okay, that's the screws. Let's pull this off. Got the earthing cable attached. Alright, so there's a connector not plugged in that's right away obvious here, which looks like it will go to here. So I'd say that's right. Maybe nothing is supposed to go in here. Can't see anywhere to mount anything to anyway, so that might just be empty space for the good of it. This is the output to the desk. And it runs away over there somewhere and gets earthed over this side. Can't visually see anything too wrong with this. There's a big black cross on this. Maybe that was in the factory when it was being made. There's one on the side as well. And on the other side. Huh. There is some of the wiring. There's what looks like a blob of glue. It's just doing nothing really. That's the mains input and voltage selector, and power switches at the top. So it doesn't look too bad, to be totally honest. I think it might be time to get a mains lead out on a meter and give it a try, see what happens. So we've got the mains in, got a meter here, which we're going to want on about 20 volts DC. Alright. So back at the supply, there doesn't appear to be any LEDs on it or anything. So God knows regards how we're going to know it's on or not, other than the voltage coming out and if it makes a noise. Let's give it a try. It doesn't make any sound. Okay, so there's no voltages at all coming out of it. I think we're going to try these fuses first, with the meter set to the beeper. I'm going to try these fuses first. That one's okay. That one's okay. That one's okay. So the 3 fuses are fine. I'm going to give some stuff a try out and then update once I have. Upon a close inspection, look at this. Somebody has cut the earth in, and here that goes into the PCB. So this is going to need joining up and heat shrinking again. Alright, so a little bit has passed. Right here is a dead fuse. That's a 1 amp fuse, which is out of this here voltage selector and mains fuse thing. I managed to change that, and then when we plugged it in, the transformer inside started to smoke and stink. So that has now been pulled out for the minute. Thinking that this has been put in with the wrong voltage setting on it, and it's not took very nicely to it. So at the minute, there's this other temporary transformer that's in here, and it's been wired up to a connector, and we are basically hoping this is going to operate it. I mean, it's not the right rating, so we're going to change it, but as a temporary, just to see if this rest of the supply is working okay. That's in there. So I'm going to go ahead and turn this on. So let's see. Well, that's not done anything, but the desk's working. It's lit up. Try that again. There we go. So that's supplying it with the 17 and 48 volts. So the desk powers up, and the power supply is okay, other than the actual transformer in it. I'll follow on from this in a little while once I find a suitable replacement. It's been a few days, well, probably about a week if not more, since I did anything really with this. But now, as I've got the parts that I've ordered, which are here, I'll run down what's went on. Now, I never thought of looking in here. Derp. There's a fuse in there, obviously. That is absolutely splattered, so that's gone. So we replaced that, and then upon trying to fire this thing up, set to the actual correct voltage, this started smoking and smelling a lot, the transformer. So yeah, that's obviously had it at that point. Now, to get, like, this is the only identification on it, WT1343. Couldn't really find anything on it. I mean, it's that really. So what we've done in order to get this going, it's got a pair of transformers here, which are going to go inside in place of that one. Right. So, this cable that was sort of worn here quite a lot and getting twisted, I've pushed inside a touch so it doesn't get any breaks. This is all the cut off stuff and the extra voltage settings. I probably won't even bother wire. I probably won't be putting these other voltage cables back together because it's only going to be used on 230 volts anyway. These here are a pair of transformers that have been picked up, cammed and embossed, as you can see on that one. It's a CTFC 12-24. So that's a 12 VA 24 volt times 2 transformer. This is for the phantom power, the 48 volts output. Now this one here is the main one for the actual power for everything else. That one's purely for phantom. This is a CTFC 100-20. It's a 100 VA 2 times 20 volt transformer. As you can see right on that there, that's a lot more. Also, you can see that the mounts are different on this. It's not got the two things like the old one was. On the picture it actually shows it like that, but it isn't. So yeah. So that was supposed to have those two sort of holes either side, but we can work around that anyway. So that's, these two have now got to fit in this casing. Luckily there's quite a lot of extra space in these supplies, so it's not really a hard task. Looking in here, this is extremely light now, there's no transformers. This one, the chances are will go over the front in here, and then we can always push it back under the lip there, so that'll fit in there nicely. Then this other smaller one for the phantom can go over sort of, this is probably going to need to be moved for the earthing point, but it can go in sort of here, I guess. Something like that. Maybe a little further down. Maybe the other way as well. But anyway, that earthing point needs to be sort of shifted down, probably this way a touch. Then this can be mounted in there. And then also, whilst we're at it, going to go ahead and install a cooling fan, because these get quite warm as it is. So I have a pair of fans here. One's a bit dirty, it's not been cleaned, but these are 40 in a 50, maybe a 60mm. So yeah, I was going to originally think of putting one there, make a hole and mount it to the back, but I'm now thinking, after looking at it again, the top lid has got these vents in it, so why not make use of the holes that are already here, the grills, and just mount the fans up to them. This kind of makes a lot more sense, and it's going to be a lot easier. This one may be a little too big. I mean, we could sort something to mount it, but it's probably quieter than this one. That one will fit pretty much perfectly. But anyway, that's where things are up to. I thought I'd do this quick update, and then I shall update again soon when something else has happened. This is a bit of an update and sort of the finishing video for this power supply. Now, it's been rebuilt since I was last shooting some video, and it's good to go, or at least I hope so. What we've got here is the earthen wire attaching the top of the casing on, so I can't get it out of the way. There we go. Now you can see inside how it's been rebuilt. This is that big transformer for the actual main operating of the desk. Then we've got the little one for the fan term. This here is for the fan, to reduce the speed of the fan, then it's not as noisy. I've fitted a fan there, which is sucking through the already existing intakes, and then it'll be blowing out over there. That wire's been moved in a bit with the kinky kind of thing in it, so it doesn't get broken. And it's all good to go pretty much. I was originally going to mount a fan here, but that had meant cutting the back, and it was a lot easier to just mount it internally. So I'm going to screw this together and give it a bit of a try, running the desk, which is still not in one piece, but it's getting there. I've got to put 9 channels in. I've got all the way to 10 so far done. I need to do the first 9 and all that, and put all the knobs and everything. But anyway, let's screw this power supply together and fire up the desk with it. Give it a try. Test both at once. Alright, screwed it back together. Does still need a bit of a clean, thanks to all that bloody gaffer tape being stuck all over it. But it should function, considering that's only cosmetic. So I'm going to hook it up to the desk. Alright, ready to rock. Let's fire it up. Not overly loud at all, really. Desk's on. 48 and 17 volts. I think we're right. Awesome. Let's try and get some noise going through it and get the meter bridge working.